podium.
Going behind the podium.
Going behind the podium. Gotta have my little box, sorry. Well, I want to start off by saying thank you to Jeff, Becky, and even Cody out there for bringing this here. This place is what my little sister Janelli calls tight, this whole event. So I think you brought a brain-blowing event right here, smack dab in the middle of Kansas. And for my newfound friend who thinks this is Western Kansas, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby. This past year's been a whirlwind for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Reno County when it comes to Twitter. I kind of was one of those people who thought, these people are kind of stuck on themselves, thinking that anybody would be interested in knowing where they are every minute of every day. But Lynette Mitchell-Smith and I decided we had to come to the Twitter conference because Cody said we had to come to the Twitter conference. If you're not following Cody, you need to be following Cody, at Cody KS. He is a hoot, and he's a wealth of information, and God love him, he's the reason why I'm here. Lynette would have been here, but Lynette is no longer with Big Brothers Big Sisters. She is working on her practicum and was not allowed to be here, so doggone it, I'm doing this all alone. Anyway, Cody did a presentation at the chamber, I think, and said something about if you are not on Twitter and Facebook, you might as well shut your doors and go away. He said, we're going to be passed by like dust in the wind or so much pigeon poo on the sidewalk. So we signed up, went right back to the office, signed up a Twitter account, and since I'm the marketing and PR person, it fell to me, which is kind of a little odd because I take about 140 characters to say God bless you. So it was a little, you know, I sit there, I read somewhere, I think it was Patsy who said, unicorns cry when people double space. Was that right? I grew up double spacing. That kills me when I have to back it off one so that I'm not -1 on my Twitter count thing. So yeah, I'm still learning. But anyway, and I use the 4 and the 2, and I'm doing the @ thing, and so yeah, this has been quite a learning experience for me. Anyway, Cody called later that afternoon and he said the 140 conference is coming to town and you need to be there. So we figured out how to get there, and here we are. The morning of the event, though, we headed to this incredible, incredible venue and stood in awe of what we saw. Lots and lots of people who were excited about tweeting. What is this new language these people speak? She and I are literally looking at each other going, what is going on here? What are those number signs doing everywhere? Which, by the way, I'm not seeing them this year. Are we all experts at it? The hashtag thing? I had no idea what those were. But anyway, where are they? I'm not seeing them this year. Different signage, okay. Oh, thanks, Jeff. Screwed me up. Is there some sort of secret handshake we need to learn? How in the world are we ever going to keep up with the schedule? I mean, it was bing, 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 much like today. And how do I find this on my smartphone? I couldn't find it. Well, I figured out you download it and did it, and off we went. What is that crazy looking square thing hanging on the wall? Again, not here. Where is it? Jeff? Okay. Well, finally there were this one last question. Where did these people get such crazy names? Okay, well, maybe we figured that one out because I know my mom and dad did not name me Big Brothers Big Sisters of Reno County. My brain was on overload. The conference hadn't even started, literally. We made our way to a seat, and then one of my favorite people on Planet Hutchinson walked by and started explaining things. Her handle is @YarnTheStore. She's also known as Shannon Knipp. What a gift that girl is. And then not 2 seconds later, another angel from my favorite knitting store in the whole world walked by, at AJ Springer, also known as Andrea Springer. If you guys don't follow those two, think about it. Could there be 2 more tolerant people out there? I suppose, but for me, they were godsends that day. Of course, Cody jumped in and he did a lot of helping too. Anyway, and maybe some of you will remember this, we named ourselves Twitter Illiterati and asked some questions and filled our brains with as much information as we possibly could. We started following presenters. We even sent a few pictures out into cyberspace and felt pretty good about our newfound knowledge. We got really excited when people actually started following us. I think I about had a heart attack when we hit 25, 26 people. It's like, oh. But then we got our feelings hurt when a few dropped off. However, we did get over that. We attended the evening event, learned what those QR codes were and how they worked, though it still takes me way too long to get mine to work sometimes. Case in point, I tried to scan a code on a Pepsi cup last week at the state fair. Couldn't make it work, but I think the kid thought I was pretty cool, just for knowing what it was, and maybe just a little bit groovy too. Wait a minute, kids don't use that word anymore. We kept it Shannon, Cody, and Andrea. I'm so glad they are patient and helpful people. In fact, that's what I think I like best about Twitter. The tweeps, is that the right word? Tweeps? We follow are very kind, they're uncomplaining, and very obliging. If I shoot out a question, somebody out there in cyberspace sends me an answer. And most of them are kind of funny people too. I like that. So how has Twitter opened the world to Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Reno County, Kansas, you ask? After all, that's what I put on our application to speak. Well, when we started all this, we had no idea there were agencies all over the continents. I didn't think much about there being an agency in Antarctica, because I think there are only penguins down there and they don't have thumbs, but pretty much everywhere else. We follow agencies all over Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Massachusetts, Florida, Colorado, New York, Wisconsin, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Montana, Iowa, Arizona, Ohio, Nevada, and the list goes on. I'm pretty sure that on the list I'm following right now, there are 63 agencies in that list. And I'm pretty proud of myself remembering what all of those two-digit zip code state numbers were, so yay. We also follow agencies in Canada. I think there are about 50 of those on the list, in Great Britain and Australia. So we're able to share ideas. I'm able to see what other people are doing, how they're marketing their fundraising events, because technically marketing and PR in Hutchinson, Kansas is stealth for fundraising. We follow organizations that do good for others. Yesterday, there was a fast and furious flurry of tweets regarding the hashtag Social Good Conference that was going on. We follow businesses that offer helpful suggestions and webinars. In fact, I actually followed @Amy Eisenstein, for anybody out there in nonprofit world, sat in on her webinar and then won her book, 50 Asks in 50 Weeks. Now that was a great tweet to receive when she told me I won that book, because I was this close to purchasing on Amazon.com. Well, Twitter has opened doors to places we didn't know existed too. Well, kind of, sort of. Just last Friday afternoon, Cody sent out a tweet about a friend of his @TM Kansas, also known as Tom McMillan, with a link to a YouTube video. I clicked on the link because I do trust Cody and watched a 2-minute clip from an upcoming series featuring Tom and his outfitting company. Being the cyber stalker I feel I've become sometimes, I dug a little deeper and discovered that Tom's wildlife is being shot in Stafford, Kansas. For Pete's sake, Stafford, Kansas. Anybody know where that is? Yeah. Could any place be smaller than Stafford, Kansas? I don't think so. Where? Okay, there you go. I stand corrected. Anyway, we know it exists because Big Brothers Big Sisters actually serves kids in Stafford County, and but I had no idea that a TV show with real live celebrities, Kelly Pickler, was being filmed right there in Stafford County. So I was pretty excited about that. What makes it even more fun is that TV star, Tom, I think, or his Twitter secretary, if he has one of those, actually wrote back to me, a complete and total stranger, just somebody who happened to be friends with Cody. Twitter has provided us with loads of information before the rest of the world gets it, and I rather like the fact that I know what's going to be on in the Hutchinson News tomorrow before my husband, Bill, a true technophobe, does. Is that the right word for a guy who's kind of terrified of technology? Yeah. Okay, we find inspiration on the timeline too. We've been trying to help several Big Brothers Big Sisters agencies try to win wonderful grants from donors all over the country. I hope that when the time comes and we're doing something like that, these agencies will step up and help us back. I've watched a flash mob on YouTube, Dance to Jumpstart, which is a spin on our Start Something campaign that's underway in the US right now. And that was kind of fun to watch. I've found a lot of humor on Twitter and a little sorrow. Cody's always coming up with something crazy, and if you're not following him, do it. I giggle at some of the messes he finds himself in, and and that he's brave enough to post. And then Yarn the Store is always posting something profound and a little kooky too. Well, I'm about to hear that Shepherd's Hook music, so I think I'll go ahead and close down. I'm called the Time Nazi here in Reno County, so I don't want to go into someone else's space. Thank you.